Hello and welcome. Good evening, everyone. I'm Samira coming live from Dubai again. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all the people watching us and to all of who will be watching us later on. Happy weekend. So, we know that we are again coming back in the month of July, and I have my great business partner who has accepted my invitation to come today live with us, and she will be sharing with us all the great information about this online digital business. So let's not wait any further. Welcome, Aisha. How are you doing today?
I am well, thank you, Samira, and thank you for having me. Thank you for your invitation. I was so happy to accept it. Yes, my name is Aisha Samuel, and I'm coming to you from Canada, this time from Montreal. Usually I'm in Ottawa, Canada, but just for the weekend, I'm here in Montreal. So happy to come to you from here.
Wow, amazing. I think Canada is very cold now, right now. Is it?
Actually, no.
No, it's
Actually,
not.
no. We're actually in summer right now, so it's
Okay.
pretty. We have many warm days.
Oh,
But it's Canada, yes. So there are days in between when it gets cooler, even though you should be in summer. So it fluctuates. Yes.
fine, fine. Well, in Dubai, it's the beginning of summer vacation, July and August. We are now at home. So, of course, business is flowing at the background and we will be enjoying in our house. As you know that I am a teacher, so I am also taking my vacation. So, tell us something about yourself, like your background, what do you do, and how you started this online digital business, Aisha.
Okay, all right. So I'm originally from the Caribbean, from an island called St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a chain of islands in the Eastern Caribbean, and I migrated to Canada a few years ago, probably in 2010 or thereabouts. And I did my studies here also, partially in Canada, part in Jamaica. So my master's was here in Canada. And after I finished my master's, I started working. I worked a few places, including the public service, which I still am in the public service right now, too. So right now, my position is as a senior analyst. And so that's my full-time job, and I started this digital business in November of 2020. And part of it was obviously in response to the pandemic and the changing situations, but I was
Yeah.
always looking for a business to do also, and something that's very scalable. And so when I saw the ad, I checked it out. That's me. I am adventurous. I would, check out something. If I'm interested, I would go forward without fear. And that's what I did. And I realized that this is something that is definitely for me. And so, yes, being an analyst, of course, I'll want to check everything out. I want to make sure that everything is legit. And
Yes.
yeah, so that's what I did. And I have no regrets. I started in 2020 and I'm enjoying it. I've grown so much.
Wow, amazing. I know that the job of an analyst must be so difficult and you must be always busy all the time. Just like how I am a busy teacher also. But fortunately, it's vacations now. That's another thing. But I am a mom of four kids also. So
Oh,
things are
yeah.
still very busy at home. But still, I prefer to do this online digital business as it is said that it is one of the amazing business in the whole world nowadays. Because things, as you said, that during the pandemic things were not working out very well and there was a financial crisis also. So in the same time, even I started this and I was looking something for something more to support my family exactly. So when I found this digital business, as you said, you also found it in one ad. I also found it in one ad. And just when we registered in it, I took me to this amazing webinar and I looked in this 90-minute webinar and just leaped into it, and it was amazing. The whole journey was amazing. As you said, there is no regrets for me. There is no regrets because it's flexible and it's like going on along with my full-time job. So I'm fine and I'm very happy and proud that I've taken this step forward.
Yes, and
So
Exactly. And with you being a teacher, I taught for a little while myself, a very long time
Okay.
ago. And so I know even if you're home on vacation, um, a teacher's job is almost never done. You would have to go back to school early to prepare your study plans and so forth.
Yes,
Even
yes.
during the time when school is in, it's always go, go, go. And teachers do have an amazing, it's busy and it's demanding. So I'm quite familiar with that part. And then adding being a mom to that and having your household to take care of, that is not the easiest of feats.
Yeah.
So, so
I
that's one
know
of
it's
the
like
things too.
full-time work and
Yeah,
full-time busy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
We have
that's
Fatima here. Fatima, assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. Thank you for joining us. And then again, as you were mentioning, Aisha, you are an analyst. So you looked into this business. You might be skeptical in the beginning because there are so many
very.
scams around us. But still, you had to go through it and you had to find exactly what is this. So, what are the things that made you change your mind? Like when you went to look more deeply into this business, as you looked into it and you told that this is something, it might be a scam. So why do you think that it is not a scam, and why do you think that this business is amazing?
So one of the first things I noted, and I asked questions, and one of the first things I
Yeah.
noted is that the fact that we can do taxes. That for me is a big deal. If I can do taxes with my business, which I've done already, I know that it's not illegitimate. That's something I want to know. And then I also research the company that we run our business through. And
Oh,
the company it's an established company, a company that has multiple awards. And so I knew from that point, I did the background research on that company that we run our business through. And for me, it was pretty solid. And then the other thing I did too, I looked at some of the other digital business owners, and I saw, obviously we do have people from a wide range of backgrounds. And I saw they're persons who are in registered professions. And in Canada here, for instance, if you're an engineer or a lawyer or they're regulated professions. So one of the things with those professions is that they have to maintain a certain standard of ethics in order to have their license and keep their licenses. So I noticed that from some of the digital business owners in our private group. And I said, okay, these persons would not want to run the risk of having their professional licenses taken away
true,
after they've
true.
worked with it for so long and tried to make sure they develop themselves professionally. So those were some of the factors, the little things that I looked for and made me realize, okay, it is a legit business and it's something that I would want to get involved in.
Yeah, fine, fine. For me also, I had a dream to come to Canada actually. And one of the things that I wanted to carry with me is a business. So when I found this business, of course, I was very much skeptical in the beginning, and I also had to look into it, think about it. Again and again, I went through the webinar. But later on, when I found so many amazing people joining here with different backgrounds and different people who are real people just like me, with from my same country, or from Asia, or from Europe, or from any parts of the world, Africa, you name it, all of them are there. So if so many people from different kinds of professions, working moms and full-time and part-time job workers or no job workers, they are here in this business, then why I cannot? And when I saw there are so many moms like me also, like they were taking care of their kids also, and they were also working online. And some of them, they just like teenagers also, and also people who are above 60. They all are there in this business. Here
Yes.
again, yeah, isn't it? Even
Yes.
Binish is saying hi to us. Hello, she called us
Hello,
beautiful.
Ganesh.
Thank you, Binish. Okay, okay, that's one thing.
I'm glad
So,
that you mentioned that, Samira, about persons who are over 60 being in this
yeah,
business. And it speaks to, because some of these persons, before they started the business, they really didn't know much about the online space, right? And they were somewhat afraid of being online. Not some persons even mentioned that they didn't even know at that point what Google was, right? And
You're
so
fine. Yes, yes.
yeah, and so with this business that we're doing, it really speaks to the training and the quality of training that we receive that allows people who don't have the previous backgrounds or the previous knowledge to be able to use our training and our system and be able to develop themselves in such a way that they can actually run the business online on their own. So that really is a testament to what our business is all about. And when you do
Yeah.
come to Canada, I'll be happy to welcome you. It is a beautiful country, and I'd love to one day visit Dubai myself too. It's one of the beauties of this business that I meet people from different parts of the world that I didn't really think was possible, at least not in the space of time that I've done it. And so I'm really really happy about that. I enjoy that side.
I know. So Dubai is a very beautiful place, and UAE also we have so many digital business owners whom I actually did not know earlier, but through this business, as you're saying, we meet so many people. So through this business, I met so many digital business owners over here. Some of them were my neighbors, and I did not know they were also doing the same business. So this business is actually growing so worldwide that
Yeah,
every day so many people join here, and we are unaware that the community is growing wide because it is legitimate, right? If it was not
yeah,
legitimate, and if it was something like a scam, then it wouldn't grow, right? So
right.
it is possible that people might be still sitting in the fences thinking that how will we run this business because we don't have a knowledge or we don't have a tech savvy background. Would you like to tell to them something like, is being tech savvy necessary here, or is it fine for anybody to join this business? What do you think, Aisha?
I think it is fine for anybody to join this business. And I wouldn't even just say think. I know it is fine for anybody to join this business. As I said before, there are so many persons of different backgrounds. And the training that we have, it's video training. That is one of the great things. So when you
Yeah.
do go on to our system, and you, if there's something you don't know, um, it is more than 99% of the times right there in the video training, and it's there all of the time. So you can go to the video, you look at it. If you don't get it the first time, the link is still there. You go back and you check it again, and you can go over it as many times as you want at your own pace. So it will teach you from, step by step. The other great thing that I really liked is that even if you look at the videos and it's not clicking, or if you're not sure, um, our community is one where we help each other, we look out for each other, and somebody is more than willing to assist, and you can reach out to that person and say, hey, I am not quite sure how this works, can you give me some pointers? And more than likely that person is going to give you those pointers. So that is one of the great things, the large community, the supportive community, and that step-by-step training. Is that
Yeah.
how you feel as
Yeah.
well, Samira?
Yeah, so as you were telling about the training, that there are different platforms also, yeah, which gets updated in the masterminds which we have weekly. So this is something we just put ourselves into it one time, but we get the updated version each and every week. So in what kind of business do we get updation just like that? Like if we just go to learn one kind of training in a platform, then it must be so expensive, but over here we just get updated once in our own training, and since the whole system itself gets updated, we are always in the top level. So
Yes.
we don't have to like nag our friends also, we don't have to pull them into the business also, we don't have to get help from anybody from outside, because here in our system we get full step by step training, which is easy, flexible, and it just needs you to know a bit of English because it is in the English
Yes.
language.
Yes,
So
that's true.
a little knowledge of our English, that's enough for anybody to start this business. And the most simplest thing, which is the worldwide thing nowadays, it's our Wi-Fi. If we have a Wi-Fi system,
Yes.
which is always connected to our mobile phones, and we all have laptops and TVs also connected to the Wi-Fi, so that itself is enough for anybody to start this business. And
Yes.
our positive mindset, right? We
Yes.
will always say
Yeah.
that we have to be positive, that we want to achieve something, we want to reach a goal that is achievable for us. We have a purpose, we have a why, that why do we want to do something extra for ourselves, or why do you want to do something to support our family. If we have that positive mindset that we can achieve that goal, then of course this business is for anybody, right? What do you say, Aisha?
Yes,
So
definitely, Samira, definitely. Because and you mentioned the systems being upgraded all of the time. So I'll just circle back to that for a little bit. You
yeah,
mentioned the system being upgraded all of the time, and we were getting the top level training all of the time, and that's a fabulous, fabulous thing. And one of the things that I just wanted to add is that we really don't have to do any maintenance ourselves, right? The system is set up in such a way that I don't have to go in and tweak websites. I don't have to go and make sure, I have whether emails set up and, all of that background work and making sure it's running. It is running and it's done otherwise. And that for me takes a burden off me and helps me even during my busy times. And the way that it is right now, for instance, I'm not at home, but I know it's running. I don't have to be there, all of the time, especially like if
yeah,
you have a brick and mortar store, I don't have to be there in order for it to run. Or if I'm not there, it's not working. That isn't how it is. It runs while I'm away. So that really speaks to the maintenance of the system. And
yeah.
you asked another question. Can you remind me of the last thing that you asked just before
Well,
with my mind?
about it's about the nagging, about nagging
Oh
of the
yeah,
friends and
yeah.
families. We don't have to pull them in the business, right?
No, no,
Yeah,
no. We all have our whys, and that's the question that you asked. We all have our whys. We don't have to
yeah.
nag our family, our friends, because I'm not a fan of that. I really am not. And I cherish my relationships with my family
Yes, of
and with
course.
my friends. I don't want to do anything that jeopardizes that. That's my bottom line. And that is also part of why I got into this business, to be able to help my family and friends comfortably, especially my family. They're not, most of them are not near to me. They're in the Caribbean. So it's good for me to be able to help them. That's the culture of our people. And so that's one of the things I want to do, and I want to do it comfortably so that if I do it, it's not always a case of wondering what am I going to do next if I help. That's something that I don't want. And then the other thing is I've always wanted an extra, like another way of having that second or third stream of income. Because look, going back to the pandemic, look at what happened. So many persons lost jobs, and then you get to really realize that one stream of income, no matter how stable you think it is, it's always best to build a table on four legs.
Amazing.
Yes, it gets sturdier that way. So it's the same concept with having different streams of income. You have others coming in. So even if one is not, working the way you think it
Working out.
should,
Yeah.
you have backup. So your family is not suffering because of that. Your children is not suffering because you don't have that extra stream of income. So that was one of my whys. But I have many whys. Like I want to travel. I want to do so
I
many
know.
different things, but those are my basics. Yeah.
rightly said. You said that like we have so many whys, and this business, it is just like a plan B for anybody who wants to try it. An extra source of income, or it can be an early retirement, however you want to put it. Or for
That
example, for
too.
me, well, like I want to keep a legacy for my kids.
Yes,
Maybe not today, maybe not today everything is working out. I have my full-time job, my husband has his job, and everything is going out well. But then again, later in the future, there will be something stored up for them. I will be saving something extra for them, and things will be flexible and easy. And the luxury that I did not have earlier in my life, it
hmm,
might be that they can have it. So that makes me happy, and that gives me hope. It's a kind of hope that I'll be leaving for them. It's a kind of
yes,
legacy that I'll be leaving for them. And of
yes,
course, my eldest son, he also completed his grade year 12, and we are looking for universities, and universities around are also expensive. Education is
hmm,
expensive always, so we need that extra income for the benefit of the kids.
yes,
That's my this is why also my kids, my family. And of course, when there is more, we can also travel more, as you said. There is also the luxury and the free time and leisure that we want. And of course,
yes,
these things are possible only when we have that extra amount of money. Because ongoing, as an expat in UAE, also things are very expensive, right? Over there in Canada, also, I'm sure that things are, it does not become cheap anytime, right?
exactly.
It becomes just day by day, everything becomes expensive. So we need to have a plan B, or an extra source of income whenever we find it available in our hands, because this business is there today, but it's our own will how we grab it on. So people who are watching us, who are still sitting in the fence and who are still thinking about it, who feel that they are not tech savvy or they are not up to it, this is also for you. So what do you think, Aisha? What do you want to tell those fence sitters at the back, that what can be their first step if they also want to look into this business? What would you advise them?
I'll advise them to take that step and look into it. Really, it doesn't cost you anything to take a look.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's really your name and email on Samira's website. Um, your name and email doesn't cost you anything. You get to get into the background to look at our webinar. Our webinar is live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and from there you can start getting the foundations of how the business works, what people do, how they do it, how we do it, how Samira and I do it. And
yeah,
from there you can decide if you want to take that next step. But just signing up with your name and email gets you into a space into our live webinar. So that really doesn't cost you anything. What it does is show you whether or not this opportunity is one that is for you, and it allows you to make that decision and allow you to make that decision within your own time. And what and I'm gonna just circle back on something Samira said about moms being a mom. Samira, for you, it's building a legacy for your children, and there are so many moms who are doing this business and are just rocking this business. They are
yeah.
so
Amazing.
well. They are busy, but they're finding the time. They're not making the excuses. They're finding the time somewhere in there. Because and this is the thing with the automation of this business, is that it really allows you to allows you the freedom. It works while you're doing other things with your children. And so there are a lot of moms doing this business and they're really really rocking it. They're some of the most successful people, because they know what they want and they have very very strong whys. So yeah, so if you're sitting on the fence, you lose opportunities sitting on the fence. Sitting on the fence doesn't get you further away from your problems. It just gets you stuck in the problems or further away from the life that you want to live. So getting off the fence is the first step. You register with your name and email just to check it out, check out the live webinar, and from there, it's your decision what you want to do afterwards.
Wow, Aisha, you have put it all in a nutshell, I guess. So, this is again amazing that how you take a leap of faith and put one step forward to just look into the webinar. Of course, if you don't like the webinar and if you feel this is not for you, then of course you had a new learning. That's also something great. But if you don't take the first step, then you will never know. You will never know that whether you could be one of those successful business owners and if you could be your own boss. But for that, you first of all have to look into the webinar, of course. So here there is again Nazni is looking, watching us, and hi, beautiful ladies. Great to see you both. Thank you so much again, Nazneen, for
Hi,
watching.
Nassim.
Okay, so then again, with this, we will also wrap up. We are ahead. I did not know it's 24 minutes. Oh God, we spoke a lot today. And Aisha, it was great having you today. And thank you again for being here with us with all this exciting and lot of information from you today. So thank you, viewers, and thank you all for watching. Those who are looking for an online business and wanting to know what we have been doing, of course we are here to help you. We will be sending you all the information in your email, but you need to register or contact us in our website. So thank you again, and leave a comment below and tell us a hi if you're watching us later on also. Thank you
Yes, we'd
again,
love to
Asha.
hear from you. Thank you, Samira. Thank you for having me. And I enjoyed speaking up to you, speaking to our audience, speaking to persons who are sitting on the fence, encouraging you to take that step forward. Enjoy speaking about our business. It's really fulfilling. So take that step, name and email only, and that's
Okay.
it.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you again. Okay, bye bye. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Take care. Bye bye.